Okay, so what else? Okay, this is part two. So continuing what I said, it doesn't matter. Amazons hate men, men bad, because of bad experiences that they all have. Okay, so they're the little town again, and we got. Can't believe I forget her name, but basically, so they're all hanging out, and he's so glad that 355 is alive because they're pals and she's a person. And one of the women is talking. Oh, her name's Sonia, not like Sonia Blade, but Sonia. But that's the redheaded girl. This girl right here. That's this is Sonia. That's Sonia right there. But one of the villagers, it's Minecraft now. One of the villagers is talking to her, who is Tess, and she's like, don't tell the outsiders our secret. Which when you're reading this, you're like, well, what's a secret? Just, it's not a big deal. And she goes for a walk with Yorick. Which I mean, Yorick, at this point, he has feelings for her. It's obvious, even though he's gonna try to go to Australia to find Beth. Well, so and Sonya's like, hey, it's been a while since we had boys, and they're making conversation, and they're out to get some wood. No, they're actually getting wood. She has an axe, and she's chopping down everything, stuff like that, and you know. They're all talking and stuff like that. They're all talking. She's like, why don't we just get to work and stop talking? Sonya's, Sonya's, I don't know. She seems distracted, probably the secret. And, 355 is waking up. She's all like, I'm waking up, or whatever. Dr. Man's with her. She's like, she's talking gibberish, 355. She's talking about Jordan and Panama and Egypt. And Dr. Man's like, hey, you're delusional. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And she just, 355 grabs her. And she's like, I don't understand, but I want to. And to Dr. Man, she's like, I'm not sure what to say. She's like, I mean, obviously you're a very, like, she's about to say pretty woman, but she says, I want you, Yorick. She's like, son of a Yorick! Yorick! And Dr. Man really does not like Yorick because she thinks he's stupid, irrational, and a dude. And, it zooms back to Sonia and York talking. And they're talking. And weirdly enough, York is talking about relationships. And York's Catholic. I forgot about that. They're talking about relationships, stuff like that. Where oddly enough, even though like she put the moves, and kind of York's kind of like going for it too, and she knows that York's kind of in a relationship, and yeah, she's obviously putting the moves on York. Like check that she touched his hair. Come on, tell me. Okay, but yeah. And she's all like, "Oh, are you gonna do it because a trick for me? Because he's an illusionist, or yeah, an illusionist." And he's like, "Fine, okay, I bet you my watch." And he's all like, you are wearing a black panties." And she's like, "No, I'm not wearing any." And he's like, "Prove it." And obviously they kiss, but and actually he took her watch, like, because he's actually really good at this. You know, a lot of people underestimate him, but he's deadly good. Not deadly, but he's just good at magician stuff. And she's like, I can't do this. And she's like, it's wrong, York. And York's like, yeah, you're right. Even though I have this kind of girlfriend that I'll die for. And he's like, I must seem like an asshole. And he kind of does. And she's like, no, it's not you. But you're a really good person and too good for me. And he's like, wow, never thought I'd hear that again. And she's like, no, really. She's like, I'm a junkie. He's like, what? A freaking crackhead is what she says. Oh, crankhead. But she was probably Frank. She says, but she's, I don't know, and basically she tells York this secret about, that's why she doesn't feel like good enough person, because every woman in Marysville is actually escaped from a prison less than a mile away. When all the men died, they just booked it. And York is so like, he's like, what is going on? And she's like, are you okay? What do you think York, what do you think York does? What do you think York's, are you okay? He's all intimate with her and everything, you think York's on her, he's like, they're criminals! York just walks in the building where like 10 of these people are at. He's like, they're criminals! Dr. Mann and 355, who's currently got her, she's messed up right now. And says this in front of everybody there. And like, he has no chill. Like, York, if these women he would die instantly. York's a good escapist, but he's not a good fighter, and he would get rocked hard. But York has not too much of common sense, so he does that, and he says, well, tell us what you all did, because York's all loves justice, apparently. She's like, what'd you do? And she's like, you don't think we'd regret it for a second? And he's like, they're all murderers. They're dead to society. Like, what is... York's just all gone manic on everybody. And they're all arguing and just... It's like, yeah, with the bow, like she's like a rip-off Daryl, even though he has a crossbow, I know. Pulls up with the arrow, no boob, just ready to shoot everyone up. He's like, oh, what? Here, what you... Because that sister, he's like, what is going on? And he's like, you didn't tell me? She just knocks him... She just smacks the arrow, and he falls, and he's like, what is this? What are you doing? Obviously, because he's like, what's going on? And Dr. Mann looks outside, and there's a gang of flippin' mullets. One of them was wearing a mullet. How am I not surprised? Amazons. And it's a duel. It's not a duel. It's a full-out battle. This is like Walking Dead style, 2 factions. And it's going down. And she's like, just give me York and I'm gonna murder him. Okay? Or else. But, like, it's kind of sad. You're kind of angry at Hero, but it's kind of sad because she is in a, like, abusive relationship. And, she just really wants to be loved for. And even though York was acting like such a a-hole, the old woman decides to help him. And York just like head over heels for Sonya. Not that he can't, but York really seems to really like Beth's character, and we know virtually nothing, and he is kind of going back on it, and Hero points this out, and she's just smacking it up, just punching him, and York's like really mad. Well, it's understanding because, like he's mad. He's like, why? Like, what the... I understand York, but something like York's a little bit crazy. Well, that's not this right now. It's just Alas Poor York, which I'm guessing is from because York is a Shakespeare name. I think that's a quote from Shakespeare, where it's like Alas Poor York because it's like a little skeleton. I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up, but you just see like she's about to the Victoria girl redhead. She's about to waste him and boom, boom, axe to the flipping head, and Sonya just murks her and she's like, "Oh, I did it." Like kind of confused, which is kind of weird because if she missed, she would have totally murdered Yorick, but she didn't because awesome. And you think it's gonna go fun, but Hero just murders Sonya, and he's like, "No," and with their last breath, they're talking about stuff, and one of her last words is, "Your girlfriend must be pretty," and it's very weird. And York pulls a piece out on Hero, but Victoria is dead. Victoria, yeah, well, obviously I said that Victoria's dead, and it cuts to next one, and York ends up not killing her, and they put her in a jail. And and obviously the town is sad because Sonya, like kind of like their flower girl or main girl or whatever, has died, and everybody despises Hero. I really hated Hero, and and it goes back to some Israelis fighting. Yeah, against the American government. And York's very shooken up about Marysville because they left with 355, and they're talking about it. They're bonding. They're slowly bonding, and Hero just straight up cops the key and just steals York's flow, who stole Batman's kind of flow, and York gets a haircut. It's pretty dope. And Dr. Man's getting closer to York, and you see where no man or woman has gone before except dead. Well, they're not in the moon. They're in space. They're in space. It's happened a million times. And you go up 220 miles from Earth, and you see a woman, in space, but they say they need to go back to Earth because they have no supplies, and it's men. Men. Yup. These dudes are alive. There's a man, and he's from space. That is the first volume of the deluxe hardcover edition. I highly suggest you get it. It's very nice. You get some extra stuff. Really nice hardcover. Paperback's always cool. I just try to sometimes get hardcover because it's paperback can get messed up sometimes. But I do really love both. This book is super awesome. It only gets better. Also, I was watching show Chuck because one of my best friends, I saw him. It was up my alley. It's like this nerd dude who's a programmer, and basically gets like this thing called the Intersect, and he's exactly like Yorick, and he even has a York poster in like season 2, and it's the first issue. I'll see. I'm not gonna lie. I think of all the covers, I kind of don't like the first one. What do you mean? But I do like it, but the thing is, it doesn't look like York. York has longer hair. This York has way shorter hair. Like, this is probably what they initially thought. He's wearing Chucks, some Converse, ampersand. They got some, I don't know what it's, like, organic hydrocarbon compounds, and, like, a stream of DNA of stuff like that. It's really cool. Oh, I never noticed this. They got some art in the background of some medieval times or something. I'm not showing a why, but yeah, you should watch. Chuck is very much like, if I were to have anybody play Chuck, it would be Levi, the dude who was Shazam in the Shazam movie. Shazam was a good movie. Levi what? How can I not remember his name? Not Levi Strauss. Levi. Zachary Levi. Play him, especially if you see him in Chuck. It's an amazing show. It's sort of like this. He even has an agent that comes with them. And then they build feelings for each other, and it's a really good show, and it reminds me a lot of Why the Last Man. How York also and the character Chuck, who also wears Chucks like the shoes, are they have a big role against killing, but I really do. You should get this. It only gets better. It's a good book. You should get it. One of Vertigo's finest, I would say. I haven't read all of your Vertigo, but this is one of like the first ones I read, and it's an amazing book. And it only gets funner. It's awesome. I fell in love with the book where I read it at Barnes and Nobles because there was like a paperback volume 1, and I soon later got the hardcover. Awesome book. We're finished with the first volume. There's 5 total. It goes to 50, 60? 60 issues. Sure, you will blow through it. There's not that much text and reading, and I'm planning on doing Hellboy. Hellboy, one of the best comic books ever. I think I can say Hellboy is amazing with Mike Mignola. I would like to shout out, if anybody's watching, Imperius Rex. They have recommended this a long time ago. Like one of their first videos on YouTube channel, Imperius Rex, Imperius, the space, REX. Awesome. Got Dave and Troy. I initially wanted to do a 2-person show of me and my best friend because I recently got in my best friend to comic books. First comic book he read funny or like a long comic book was actually The Walking Dead. I think he's on the 2nd or 3rd compendium. I've read to the half of the 3rd compendium, a little bit more. I know the 4th one came out. It ended. Yeah, and if you ever seen Supernatural, he's kind of like Castiel, funny enough. That's what he's sort of like. But it would have been awesome, but fortunately, you couldn't do it, which maybe one day we will. So I do really want to do this. It's awesome. I love comic books. I've been reading since that's how I learned how to read. I love comic books, and the next one. This one was 355 right here. She's awesome. So is York. York, I didn't like initially at first, but I grew to like York even more. Sometimes York makes dumb decisions. And like just tackling, like what was he expecting? Well, I'm probably to knock her over, but he got just chucked off. Didn't mean to do it. But yeah, but there's also Why the Last Man show coming out soon. Well, it's been being postponed a bunch, but it's supposed to come out February, but probably not, and we got the coronavirus now. And then the main actor, which the guy didn't even look like York, but yep. He's out and they're getting a new guy. But yeah, Why the Last Man, very good comic books. If you really want to get into comic books, Why the Last Man would probably be up there because it has no continuity, has nothing that comes before. It's just a one story, start, finish, boom, right there. Another comic book that I probably wish I read first was probably Hellboy, that I've read more recently last year, or actually 2 years maybe. But I read the full thing last year of just his main title, and he has a bunch more spin-offs. We're going to do original TMNT, Peter, Kevin, Eastman and Laird's Ninja Turtles, the very first ones. If you're a big fan of Ninja Turtles, very dark initial comic book. Probably Day Tripper. I had another, Day Tripper, Scott Pilgrim, got over there. Maybe The Amazing Spider-Man, because I am a big Spider-Man fan. BPRD for sure. Some Batman comic books, because that's my favorite superhero. yeah, I can't wait to upload more, and especially with this currently coronavirus happening. Gonna be in a lot more. And yep, I could do a lot more of these. Might even do one tomorrow of the second Why the Last Man. Or I'll go to the one because the second one is a little bit bigger and thicker, and as the story continues, there's like a lot more like little things you gotta keep track of. This is a perfect length, even though I stretched this out super long. I just went into it. I tried to do a year one on my other channel, but don't look for it because I forgot the password. I know, but so I made a new one, but it's gonna be, I can't wait. I love comics so much. This is a great opportunity for me. I wish my best friend could have done this with me. Maybe I'll have some other friends. Maybe my parents. Maybe if any, I'll ask my other friends that don't read because comic books as much as I do, or just watch movies or whatever. Why Last Man, great. I'm just stretching this video so much. You probably should have clicked off a long time ago. But yeah, great. I feel like this was a good start. I did a Batman Year One. That was an hour long. What time did this? I think it was an hour and 30 minutes, and I stretched that out so long. I want to redo that and make it shorter because I really do like Batman. Batman Year One. But yep, I have been the comic book crusader, and we just finished Why Last Man, the deluxe edition, first volume. Well, yep, I've been Manny, and I've been the Comic Crusader, and welcome to the Comic Crusade, if you tune in. Bye-bye.